Good morning. Today is Wednesday, November 9th, 2011. Welcome to Forex In Four. All right, well, look at this chart here. 30 minutes. We're looking at the euro, and ouch, a little bit of tankage going on here. I guess we're talking about be careful what you wish for. You know, everybody in the market have been saying, well, God, if we just get rid of this Berlusconi guy over in Italy, things will be nice. Well, guess what? Not so much. If you look at what's happening here, Berlusconi said, all right, he'll step down after the vote next week with the measures for austerity and the cutbacks and the new budget and all of these things, and the market's going south. Why? Okay, well, let's think about this for a second here. Picture, in the U.S., we've got an election coming up in a year. Everybody knows about it. You say, okay, we've got time. People may not be happy with the current president or Congress or whatever, and you can plan for this vote, and all right, fine. Well, all of a sudden, they're just springing these votes out of nowhere. Like, oh, by the way, next week we're going to have a new vote. There's probably going to be some competent people around to, go ahead and take over. Not so much. I mean, think about it. Right now, if we had to put a vote in the U.S. here, I'd be a little bit concerned about who would emerge, what would take place, how things would get done. It's a little bit disconcerting. I mean, right now, Italy is third largest Eurozone economy. I think it's something like the world's sixth largest economy overall. I mean, this is a huge economy. If these guys fail, this is big. This is big stuff. So all of a sudden, putting in this new government, you know what? Wait a second. Who's in charge? Who's going to do what? Markets are very fearful. So we have some sell-off. And you can see here yesterday, I showed the Eurozone range that we've been looking at, 136.50. I mean, that thing held like a glove. Yesterday, we got a nice short off at about 136.45, I think. But the idea was this, is that, talking about yesterday, I said, hey, listen, if this thing can bounce up above here and close up there, then we could be set up for the next move higher. Well, that didn't happen. So we traded the range and boom, we're tanking right down. I think support right here is going to be good about 135.50. Although with this kind of move, you never know. So what's in the news today? You know what? Not a whole heck of a lot that's really moving prices. I'll just give you a quick rundown, but we know that the story is Italy. So here's what's happened. China news was big overnight. CPI 5.5%. That's in line. All right. The year-over-year number, though, was at 5% versus 5.8%. So that's a lot less. So China not experiencing the kind of inflation that they're thinking that they were. That could be a sign that hey, they're not going to have to raise rates. They're not going to do anything over there. Maybe all right. Retail sales in China 17.2% versus 17.6%. Worse than expected. All right, and that's really the story. Industrial production 13.2 versus 13.4. So the numbers coming in a little bit lower than expected, and that's kind of what we're looking at. Other than that, not a whole heck of a lot on the docket. We've got Bernanke speaking later today, and who the heck knows what he's going to say, but it's not going to be anything that's going to solve the world's problems in a heartbeat. So right now we're just really looking at risk. So let's just do a quick peek at some of the other currencies that are out there, and we're going to see a similar story. Aussie down, pound down. So that's really it. Let's look at the yen. Let's see what the yen's doing. Yen selling off a little bit. We broke that 78 barrier the other day, and it'll be interesting to see if the market tries to test the Bank of Japan, see if they're committed to austerity. Let's just look at the Swissy here real quick as well, and we'll look at it via the euro. Thank you. There it is. All right, pulling back a little bit, still up around that 124 level, sitting right at 123. So that's really it. We got risk taking. Markets are down. Stocks in Europe down. Stock futures in the U.S. down. Oil down. Gold down. And that's it. So now we're going to wait and see what the next news out of Italy is going to be, and hopefully they put something together. So that's really what I'm looking at today. Again, gang, keep it to the short term. Too risky to know what the heck's going to happen in the larger scheme of things. And when I put something up like the chart of the day and I say, hey, look at this, it could break out. If it breaks out, boom, it's going to make a big move. You know what? Sometimes it's better just to stick with conventional wisdom. I've been talking about trading the range for days and weeks. Just stick with that, because that's what's been happening and that's what's been working. So that's what I got today. Good trading to all.